I do. I think we're here. Where's here? Danger.
I just finished binge watching the absolutely, completely amazing Lost in Space. And as one who goes all the way back to the original Lost in Space series, I was born in 1962, hence Zenny 62. I have seen every version of Lost in Space ever made, every episode, I don't know how many times. I had high hopes for the 1998 movie that starred William Hurt and Gary Oldman. It was okay, so. I was really disappointed in how the Jupiter 2 was done, and just didn't think that Lost in Space was rebootable after that. I am so happy to be so incredibly 1,000,000% wrong. These 10 episodes of Lost in Space were among the best television I've ever seen and among the best Netflix has ever put out. Even better in a lot of ways than House of Cards. The storylines were fascinating. The detail and the cinematography just tremendous. And the characters likable, people you want to root for. And let's go over the cast according to IMDb, which is right here. Mina Sunwald played Penny Robinson. Molly Parker played Maureen Robinson, who, if you remember the original Lost in Space, Maureen Robinson was played by Judy Lockhart. And then Toby Stephens is John Robinson, great role. Maxwell Jenkins, outstanding. Will Robinson, Taylor Russell, great. Judy Robinson, and I felt every inch of her growth. Ignacio Cerricho, Don West, a different kind of Don West. Took me a little bit to warm up to, but at the end, got him. Parker Posey as Dr. Smith, really Jessica Smith. You know, Parker Posey played one of the, I have to say this just straight out, just one of the creepiest science fiction villains I've ever seen in my entire life. She wasn't Dr. Smith. You know, Dr. Smith had, as played by Jonathan, oh my goodness, what is his name? Jonathan, I want to say Jonathan Smith, but it wasn't. Jonathan Smith was his name in the character's name in the television program, right? But his real name was Jonathan Harris, and he played Zachary Smith. Dr. Zachary Smith did. Jonathan Harris played Dr. Zachary Smith. Now, in this Lost in Space, Dr. Zachary Smith is a man who had the misfortune of crossing paths with this Jessica Harris, who, by all accounts, was some type of criminal, down on her luck, but in trying to get on a colony ship, pulling every string in the book, including drugging and killing her own sister. This person, this Dr. Smith, is truly evil. I mean, 1,000,000% evil. And it begs the question, how will Dr. Smith get to a point where the Robinson family can actually trust her, in this case, or really Jessica Harris? Parker Posey plays her to a T. It just has her down. And then the makeup and dress and behavior, it's like she's consistently whacked. You know, someone did her wrong. And the question is, does she have the capacity to do someone right for reasons having nothing to do with herself? Okay? I can't say enough about the stories. And they finally got, of all the Lost in Space versions, including the original Irwin Allen version, they finally got right how to present the idea of how a family would travel in space, under what conditions, and that they really, and the showrunners and creators took away the idea that they were truly alone. The Robinson family gets into misfortunes that cause them to be away from the group, but then the group of colonists on the mothership were all suffering a misfortune, but the Robinsons just seem to suffer a bit more misfortune, right? You know, just a bit more misfortune than anyone else. And that continues on to the second season, which I can't wait for. But we're going to wait a while. Congratulations to Netflix. Congratulations to the people who really were behind this, and that has to do with, I'm going back here, the creators. Well, of course, we have to thank Irwin Allen for coming up with this, but then Matt Sazma, Burke Sharpless are the two formers of the show. And then, of course, the stars, Mina Sunwal, Marley Parker, Toby Steffens, and the cast and crew. Reviews, 91. Very popular. And it's getting great critics' looks. I want to watch the episodes again. If you're wondering what this is all about, here is a synopsis. On the way to a space colony, a crisis sends the Robinsons hurling toward an unfamiliar planet where they struggle to survive a harrowing night. Well, actually, you know what? It's a lot more than that. That's Impact. Well, that's the first episode, excuse me. But then it lists the other episodes as well. I also like the way that Jupiter 2 was done. It's a cross between the Millennium Falcon. It has a lot of references to the Millennium Falcon. That kind of teardrop design, but then the center and the top are unmistakably Jupiter 2, right? Particularly the top part. And the bottom part is an entirely other vehicle like the space shuttle. But it looks like something that it actually work. That is buildable and operational and realistic. And I attribute not just the Jupiter 2 and the Jupiters, as they call them, the Jupiter 4 and all the other Jupiters, as well as the entire look, like the shuttlecraft, as I call them, to the fact that our own real technology is advanced to a degree where we can more accurately imagine a world where space travel is common and where visits to other planets are easier to do. You know, I can't say they're common in this case because this was an exploratory mission in the vernacular of this new Lost in Space, done because the Earth, our Earth, was hit by a meteor, and the impact, it was sudden. It somehow defied our ability to detect it up to the last months. And now, because of its impact on Christmas Day morning and the resultant effect on life on Earth, at a point, Earth will become uninhabitable, as they present it in the story. So something had to be done. This group of colonists going to Alpha Centauri was the project. And that ran into its own problems. You have to see it. I don't want to stand here and give everything away. But as you can tell by the look of the broadcast, it's real, very much realistic, a real family, diverse, and the cast, again, is not alone in space. There are others out there. I look forward to, and others with them too, on this journey to a new world. So I look forward to Lost in Space Season 2 and congratulate the creators of this outstanding Lost in Space, and I might add, one of the best types of television ever developed. Netflix hit it out of the park.